Oh my God, fuck yes. I would fucking love a cup of tea.
Today is going to be episode 1 of Spilling Our Tea, which is the newest podcast that I, Aaron Gallagher, am presenting via Southern Hemp Tea Company. And today we would normally have a guest, but I decided that it's important for people to understand and know who I am, why I'm here, why I have a hemp company, why it's hemp tea. And I also want to qualify myself for being able to do a podcast because there are so many. So today I am going to get deep in the gutters. I'm going to fill you in on where I've come from. I'm going to fill you in on my experiences. I'm definitely going to go very deep into my anxiety and how I was diagnosed at 16. Again, this is not safe for children. But yeah, I just want to get started, and I'm stoked to do this. So thank you for listening. All right, here we are. Day 1, spilling our tea. I went with spilling our tea as a kind of fun play on airing out your laundry, right? Because this is going to be about sharing very real life, genuine experiences. Going forward, every episode, I will have a special guest, and they will be airing every Wednesday. So we will have a new episode once a week, 4 p.m. Central Time. Today's format's going to be a little different. So if you're not hooked on today and you're not feeling today, definitely come back. Next episode, I'm trying to align Dan Mitchie, who is a very busy sound engineer and tour manager, and trying to coordinate him to get on the show has been a little tricky, but that's my plan. Today, I'm going to tell you about me. Yay! I actually was sweating before recording this. I've never been this vulnerable in my whole life. I have spoken in front of hundreds of people, hundreds of strangers. I've shared my recovery story. I've spoken in meetings. And God, I've done job interviews. I've been in relationships. I've put my heart on the line. I've done a lot of things, but this is definitely a new level. So if you're here, it means a lot. This is part of the brand, and this is my way to engage. I want people to feel my passion about Southern hemp. I want people to realize CBD is not just a fucking trend. It's not. It's like right now it's between overly trendy, overly saturated, and on the other hand, people are totally skeptical, think it's bullshit, and don't know anything about CBD, let alone what CBD even stands for. So, CBD 101, CBD stands for cannabidiol. Cannabidiol is one of over 100 cannabinoids in the cannabis plant. Also, fact 2, you have an endocannabinoid system. Yes, you do. I do. We all do. It's referred to as the ECS. And it's just like any other system, like your nervous system, immune system, digestive system, except this one is a system built in the body to receive cannabinoids. So, yeah, CBD is entirely natural to put in your body. The way that my take on it, and again, there are no medical claims made on this podcast. I am not a doctor. I come here with years of failing and fucking up my life and rebuilding it and falling down, struggling, finding a solution. And I'm just here for people to feel inspired. I want my story to inspire people, to give people hope, and absolutely to educate and encourage them to find CBD, excuse me, as a natural wellness routine to implement in their day. And again, I'm only sharing my experience, but CBD has fucking changed my life. And so I know that there are currently, according to the internet, there are over 40 million Americans suffering with anxiety. Now, I don't know if that's factually anxiety disorder, because there's a difference between having anxiety, feeling anxious, and being, I guess, prone to and having anxiety disorder. This girl, I got diagnosed 18 years ago, before having anxiety was cool, before it was like something everyone wanted to talk about. I've lived with it for 18 years. That's a long time. And I had to go the prescription route for a lot of years, and it was not fun. CBD is not meant to replace medication, because I am still medicated for two things. I'm still medicated for ADHD, which I was diagnosed with two years ago. And I'm still medicated for my anxiety, because they are both severe. They're not mild, moderate. They're very severe. And they are debilitating, and they affect my life. So for me to have a happy, joyous, sometimes joyous life, to feel functional, to not be sweating, to not have my hands shaking, to not overthink, to not have racing thoughts, all of the above, I have chosen to medicate myself because that is what I need. So I'm not against meds. I'm totally not against meds. And as far as I know, and in my experience, I haven't heard of any instances where CBD interacts with any medications, at least not mine. So my experience, it's very natural. And again, your body produces cannabinoids, and there's a whole system waiting for you to overload it with CBD. True. That's true. So, before we get into the gutter, cheers. When I say that I have destroyed my life and kind of burnt it to the ground, I've, rebuilt it 10 times over. Where I am today, you wouldn't recognize me if you knew me 10 years ago, that's for sure. I've been sober for 10 years. My sobriety date is December 8th, 2010. And I'll get more into that. I'm not going to overload you with, I don't want today to be boring. I want to put feelers out there. I want to get you interested. I want to get you excited to see what's coming. Today's introduction is not going to be, like I said, formal kind of interview with all different walks of life. There's going to be people who have tried CBD. There's going to be people that don't take CBD. There's going to be people that have never taken CBD on the show. So this is not meant to just promote CBD. Behind me, I do have a board of a basis and a variety of kind of topics and areas that I want to openly discuss. CBD for mental wellness, I think I went over that. And again, we're going to get more into that. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I'm a fan of CBD. I've tried it. Maybe once or twice. Anxiety resources. So the one thing that I also will not promote or in any way or shape try to claim is that CBD is the cure-all. Bro, CBD is not the cure-all, okay? I'm going to make that clear. I'm not here to try to cure people with CBD or make any kind of medical claim that like, ooh, this is going to change your whole life. It may, because it changed mine. But there are things that I want to talk about and questions that I want to ask people that come on is, what do you do when you have a bad day? What are your resources? Maybe people are open to talking about medication. I have a ton of friends that I'm not going to name that are medicated and that have mental health issues or disorders. And it's becoming more common, right? Like, I don't think one of you can tell me that you don't know someone that has anxiety disorder, you know? And there's so many reasons for it. And I think society is just so fucking chaotic. I'm not going to get into politics, I promise. But I will say the last 4 years has been really crazy. And we're dealing with a pandemic. That in itself is a ton of grief. We're missing out. We're feeling alone. Excuse me. We're missing interaction. Excuse me. I guess I'm human, so I will have to clear my throat maybe because I do smoke a lot of CBD. What? So, pandemic, yes. And I don't want people to suffer for as long as I did. I suffered terribly, and I dropped out of art school because I developed social anxiety when I was like 23, and then it went away. And then when I got sober, it wasn't until 5 years into my sobriety that out of nowhere, I developed social anxiety again. And it was excruciating, and it was debilitating, and it was interfering with my recovery and going to meetings because I started getting these like complete panic attacks, and I would feel my body just like clam up in a meeting, terrified to speak. And it was the worst experience of my life. One of them. So we will be going over that and opening discussions about what people do. I want that to be a resource for other people to get ideas, to be encouraged, right? Breaking the stigma. Oh, yeah. That's the number one. Okay, so that's like my vision. My vision is to demystify the stigma around hemp, CBD, and the other pointer here is to separate the difference and educate people on the difference of CBD versus THC. It kind of boggles my mind sometimes when I have conversations about this. And people don't know the difference. And it's 2021. So we have a long way to go. So this is going to be so informative. It's so important. I think that there's a lot of skeptical people that don't want to do CBD. And the reason is because they don't know what it is. They don't know how it works. And my goal is to reach people on a very, 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 very big scale. Basically, I want to take over the world. Not kidding. The fact that people don't know the difference between THC and CBD is a huge reason why the market, why, I don't know, the market's not struggling, but there's so many people. There's like 40% of people, I think I just read, that don't know the difference. 40% of America. So I'm going to make sure that for your sake, that you know the difference. And there is a big difference because one gets you high, the other does not. It's kind of a magical plant, and it's genetics. It comes down to genetics and how the plants are harvested, the seeds. all of that. So hopefully I'm going to be getting more into that too. But I definitely think it's a magical plant. So, well, we are going to be, first and foremost, we are going to be drinking tea on this podcast. So every guest that comes, they will be choosing one of 4 of our CBD blends, hemp tea blends. There's 4 different flavors. 2 are caffeinated, 2 are not. And I'm going to let them choose whichever one they would like. And while we sit here and discuss life's chaos, madness, and also some inspiration, we will be sipping on some tea. And I also want like real live reviews. No filter. I want people to genuinely see how much people love Southern hemp tea. I've only had one semi-bad review in all the days. And that guy didn't like coconut oil. So, makes sense why it didn't work for him. Coconut oil is very important when it comes to CBD. At least for this tea, for now, because I'm working on a bottled production. Every bag has instructions on the back. And I went over this recently on Instagram. Place 3 grams of tea blend in your infuser and lower into hot water for full spectrum benefits of your CBD formula. Add one of the following in your water to boost extraction from the hemp flower. Important. So I'm going to side note, hopefully remember to come back to this. One of the other reasons people have bad experiences with CBD is because they are not aware of the proper dose that they or one needs to actually benefit from CBD. You can't take 4 milligrams of CBD and expect to feel better. No. Every serving of tea, this one has 5 servings. Every serving of tea comes with 50 to 60 milligrams. 50 to 60 milligrams per cup. Okay? Man, too many companies out there just like ruining it for us. You know? There's a lot of companies that give CBD a bad rep and shit that you see in the gas stations. And you know, weirdly, there are like some kind of credible companies and vape shops and stuff. And I'm actually in a vape shop called Marley's Smoke Shop in Nashville. But they are high quality. They've got some really amazing products. They're not just like, they don't fucking take any Joe Schmo that walks in and it's like, hey, we got this new CBD gummy here. We want to sell you a bunch of these. We think people will love them. All of my products are third-party lab tested. And lab testing is not cheap, I'll tell you that. My hemp comes from Lab Canna, currently just upgraded. So thank you, Lab Canna, for supplying me with some really high quality greenhouse and like organic grown. It's CBG rich, but all the teas going forward have the new Lab Canna. I have white grapefruit and Apollo. So that being said, damn, I was going to lose my train of thought. Oh, I was going to I think I was going to go back to the instructions. So let's do that. So hemp flower is not water soluble. It's not 100% water soluble. You may feel some benefits from this tea by itself. However, if you want your full 50 to 60 and like full extraction, you want to add like a little fatty substance. So the 2 options that I think are great with the tea, you could do coconut oil, you could do coconut milk. If you like your tea English, you want to be proper, if you like the whole English, milk in your tea, go for it. I actually have never tried that yet. And my favorite option that I recommend to most people, if not everyone, is the coconut oil. And I just did a video on the tiny amount that you really need to add. It won't make a difference in flavor. You don't want anything too fancy. I actually just use Publix brand. Yeah. to make a great cup of Southern Hemp. Last night I had a cup of Monster Mint. It was fucking good, and I felt it. I needed it. So back to the podcast. We'll be drinking tea here and talking more about why the tea, I consider it a gourmet because all the herbs and flowers are certified organic. They come from the best kind of indigenous parts of the world. Like the chamomile I get, okay, you can get chamomile from different areas, and one of them is Egypt. However, the best chamomile comes from Croatia. Well, Southern Hemp tea, the chamomile and night-night is from Croatia. I put extra money into that specific ingredient to make sure it's fucking top of the line. The organic ingredients are why people love the taste of Southern Hemp. So you have to try it. And literally everyone that has tried it says, I love the tea. This is amazing. This is great. This is yummy. You can have the tea hot or cold. I prefer certain blends hot or cold. So I prefer Monster Mint hot. I prefer Take Me Home cold. Daydreaming, either way. And night-night is definitely a hot. So, yeah. So anywho, I think the last thing that I was just going to talk about here that's really important is encouragement. I guess I really didn't go too far into the gutter about my anxiety. I don't know if I'm ready to unleash that to you guys. But it's going to come out in the future episodes, I promise. I'm going to be very open. I'm not here as an influencer. I'm really not. I'm here to be an advocating human being for people to have better days, for people not to walk around and carry this hopelessness of constant anxiety, because I know what it's like. Anxiety is fucking awful. I remember the first time I had a panic attack. I was on a balcony in Florida. And it was the weirdest thing. I'm going to tell you something not many people know is that someone was straightening my hair and they pulled like a little strand of my hair. I'm going to go back. I was already in a situation that I was super uncomfortable with. It was a really fucking bad situation. But it was the weirdest little trigger, and it set off a panic attack. And I remember it, and I had to go on the balcony, and I had no fucking clue what was happening. The worst feeling of my life. So I want people to know that if you are listening, if you've had a panic attack and you feel shame or embarrassment about that I've gone through it too. And you can get through it. And truly, CBD has been a great option for me. My life has changed. I used to be a fucking maniac. I used to have really, really high anxiety. All of my friends could vouch for that. I'm surprised I still have friends. Thanks, friends. I really love you guys. My friends are great. And so, I really want people to be just kind of encouraged and inspired. Also to be encouraged by my story, how I started this company with $500 in my pocket. I also started this company the second week of a pandemic. How about that? Still thriving. And we get new customers every day, which is crucial, which I love seeing new customers and returning customers. So my focus is just to reach people. Honestly, my goal is not just to make money. That's really not what it's for. This is my way of paying it forward. I'm just, I guess, a good person. A lot of people would say I have a pretty big heart, and I do. So if you have bought Southern Hemp tea, I love you so much. I do. It means a lot. And I'm so glad people are enjoying it. We've really just had great experiences, and to know how much work that I put into it, and to have people getting better sleep, having better days, having something to look forward to on a bad day. You come home, and even the other products, our hemp soap is also amazing. There's 4 different scents, and they all have 50 milligrams of CBD, of course. My bath bombs, though, are not CBD, but to be honest, I find them just as effective, if not more. There's a really amazing company that makes these for me. And I'm just personally, I don't know, I would rather consume CBD as opposed to laying in water with CBD kind of surrounding me. I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of like, eh. So the bath bombs are amazing. And what else? I don't know. I'm really looking forward to actually starting the podcast. This is an intro. Hello, I'm Erin. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for supporting my journey. If it wasn't for sobriety, I don't know where the hell I'd be. And I'm really thankful that I had an experience with CBD and tried CBD flower for the first time. And from there, it was just, it was true love. It was true love. Now, I consume CBD in a variety of ways. So I'm actually a big fan of CBD oil. And I'm a toker. Since my dad passed away, which I really didn't want to mention, but it is part of my story and where I'm at. So I have been dealing with a big sadness behind everything. I used to smoke a blunt at least a night. Love CBD. Love CBD. I do. So I'm looking forward to doing all of the above that we talked about, getting the word out, getting people to trust a brand. I'm all about transparency, hence the fact that the bags are literally clear, because I want people to see that CBD is nothing to be scared of. It's actually magic. And just more transparency, more engaging. People say, or I've heard that, people buy you before your brand. So I'm out here selling myself, selling my story, and letting you guys know that there is so much passion behind what I'm doing. And it means the world to me. There's so much more coming. If you haven't visited the store, it's www.southernhemptea.com. And right now I have a giveaway going on. That will be for 420, because we are going to celebrate 420. I'm not exactly a pothead, but we're all kind of in that same industry. And yeah, so planning for Dan Mitchie to join the next episode. Dan will be here. I will be here. It will probably be a little more entertaining than today, but today was important. I hope you look forward to the next episode. And, like I said, we'll be doing one episode. It'll be coming out as long as things go as planned. Every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Something to look forward to. Something to make you laugh. And I can't wait to share this with you guys. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And we'll talk soon.